Right.
I'm not sure about the next one because I wasn't. Oh yeah, we've seen that.
Hello there, folks, and you are watching this edition of the Pella Report, and I am your host, Michael Pellegatti. And here we are tonight. We're Brooklyn protest, night 7. There's not a very big crowd here at the moment, but there is a very big NYPD crowd. In fact, a massive NYPD crowd. Temperature out here tonight is it's definitely in the 30s. It's brisk, it's cold, and we're just waiting for more people to come.
So that means when the water is running, right? Gravity handles the water.
Adjusting my camera here, so if it's moving around a lot. Hopefully everyone is doing well out there in Streamland. If I can comment now, my affiliate Matt will not be here tonight, so it's just me and Rek'I right now. So we're the only two streamers on site at this moment, and it's hopefully it's another low-key night and nothing too crazy happens. There's been promoted a large march for Sunday, next Sunday, so that's probably when everybody will be out, of course.
See where he got.
What? Oh, I'm not. I wonder if they're cold. You think they're cold? That's horses. First week in the house.
It's a small horse, but those are the strongest, like big. I'm so sorry.
As you can see, the police are already lining up.
I just got my voice back.
I got a new chick. Stop. Stop. I'm down. Somebody she likes to go.
Oh, the video post?
Yeah, remember that thing?
That was over. Yeah, that was
cold. So we're just waiting for festivities to start. Well, not festivities, but you get what I mean.
I'm like, really cold. I'm like a TV over here. Always freezing.
Then when we start poaching, his ulcers move to he has ulcers on this side. His ulcers move to this side and they're right here.
Hello, Brenvu.
Hey guys, how y'all doing? I know this is why I said I gotta talk and say something because we look like, oh, you know, what's going on over here. But we out here for Kamani Great, guys. What's the day? Sunday?
Sunday.
How long we been out here?
Week.
Oh, week. I don't know what the days are anymore.
Today is the 17th.
Oh my God, we've been out here for a week, so it's been a week since Kamani was assassinated by the NYPD. I believe the funeral was on Friday, if I'm correct, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to be out here as much as possible every day because people ask me, what are we out here for?
The information won't be out till end of this week.
I had to really take that question and think about it all night. What are we out here for? Because we have to have an objective. My personal reason what I'm out here for because I want it to be an independent investigation and not biased investigation onto what happened. And as every day I'm worrying, there's about 3 witnesses that know exactly what happened, and their statements is not even being like we took it that seriously. I don't know if you know the officer who 2 of the officers who was in charge of Kamani's death had 5 federal lawsuits against them. So I encourage us to know the background of the officers because they want to know every detail and background of Kamani. They're paying him out because he has some past trouble that he is a criminal and not a child, and they say that the police shot a criminal and not a child, and I'm here to tell them that they did not shoot a criminal, they shot a child because what criminal activities was he doing for you to even stop and harass him? You know, I didn't even hear them asking them yet. Kamani was in a group just like this, probably not as many people as this. I think about 4 or 5 people he was around. He began to walk out the group and started tugging with his pants. I want to know, is that a criminal activity for you to just come up and not even identify yourself and start shooting? I want you guys to know that from witnesses that I talked to, that he got shot once in the leg first, and he began to say, "Stop, stop," and he was crying. He was coming down into the floor, and 10 more shots they fired after that. I believe 7 into his body and 3 in the back. So when we hear certain stories that they're putting out there, we have to use our own brain and investigate it, because if someone's pointing a gun at you, I don't know how there's 3 shots in the back. I just can't imagine that scenario. I even put teddy bears around my house, and I said, I just got to figure out how could this even have happened. So I'm here to tell y'all that we can't never trust their words. If the community said that there was no gun, this is who I'm standing by. We need Councilman Jamani to support us. We need him to tell the community it's okay to come out here, because right now there's a lot of side things going on where the community doesn't want to come out here because we're known as the agitators or the ones who are going to get them locked up or beat up. This is our constitutional right to protest. We're not advocating no type of violence. Like I say every night, that we have to use what God gave us, and that is our voice. And that's the only weapon that we are going to use, because we're going to be differently from them. We're not here to bash anybody stores. We're not here to cause no riot. And I was here during that riot, and only reason why there was a so-called riot because the NYPD wouldn't let us protest. Okay? So we can peacefully protest. This is our right, and no one's going to take that away from us. I say this to Councilman Jamani, and I'm going to say it every night. I don't know what he's doing so much for this community. If it's another victim of police, it's not a brutality, it's assassination, not even a year. Chantel Davis in June was killed on East 38th Street. Now we're back here in March on Church 55th Street. So what is he doing about, police brutality out here? What is he doing? He can advocate for us. He can come out here and let the precinct know that we're fed up behind this. So I say to you guys, be careful who you vote for and make sure they are for us, because if you're for us, you should stand by us. Kamani Gray did not deserve to die the way he did. I don't know if you guys are parents, but I know I am a parent, and I don't want to bury any of my children. I want my kids to bury me when I'm old and wrinkled, if I can make it that long. It should never be the other way around. Kamani was not committing no illegal acts to even be questioned, or these officers think that he was a child. And my question is, how many bullets does it take to disarm a child? I'm not talking about a grown man. Kamani Gray wanted a second chance. He told them to stop, I'm down. And I want you to remember those words, because his mother came out here 2 nights ago, and the police, the riot police, put her house, and I applaud her because she made the go away. She said, her son's last words was, stop, I'm down. And they still shot. They still kept shooting like this is a notorious criminal on a run or something. So it's very important that we come out here, because Kamani doesn't have a voice anymore. His voice is totally gone. It's never going to, speak again. We have to be his voice. Because you have to remember, there's so many other Kamani Grays walking around this neighborhood. The youth is under attack. We all are under attack. So we have to keep this movement alive. We have to blast it on Facebook, Twitter, I don't know if MySpace still exists. Blast it on there. Tell your churches. If you go to school, guys, tell the kids. Please, tell the high schoolers, the junior high school. Don't tell them, let them be a part of something, because I'd rather them be mad and scream and chant than pick up a gun and take actions into their own hands. Because eventually, that's going to start happening if these kids can express themselves freely. Because people are tired of this. People are sick and tired of this. It goes on too much. It's not like we're liars and evidence on the police. It's not we're making up things. There was a paper out here that there was like 205 deaths after Avenue Diallo. And that's not even consistent. And I think it was more after that. In New York City, I think it was, 21 people last year? Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm correct. I think it was like 21 people last year. Yes. So, even last year, there's 85% African Americans and Latinos stopped and frisked by the NYPD. I'd say those numbers to you as 85%. What do you think the rate is going to be this year? In a year, what are we in, March now? And summertime's about to come? Stop and frisk is very illegal. It's so illegal. Only way you should be even stopped, frisked, or have any NYPD encounter if you're doing something illegal. And by illegal, you have to you have to see it with your eyes. They're just assuming. They're stereotyping, and they're treating us as statistics, not as individuals. And the whole thing is with the NYPD, they must treat us as individuals, not as statistics or stereotypes. Because I am Fatima. There's not 5 Fatimas standing behind me. So, if anybody else has something to say, the mic, your voice, is certainly, you can say. Don't be afraid to talk. When you go on the train, they have all these posters. If you see terrorism, if you see bags, if you see something, say something. If we see something, we need to say something. I don't know what religion you guys follow, and it's a higher power. It is God. God is our creator, and these officers don't get justice in this world. They are going to get it one way or another. That's right. But they're not going to give us justice. We have to demand it. All the prophets was in battle, and they demanded their justice because they stuck together, and they got it. We have to stick together because we can't wait for anyone to come out here and help us. All up and down Church Street, I've been marching all week and have not seen one community center, one recreation center, what are they calling now? YMCA's?
YMCA.
Not in this area.
But what do they complain about? The kids is on the streets. If the kids don't have a community center, why, where are they also going to be?
Even most churches are closed.
So it's like I'm calling out to Councilman Jamani and other community leaders. Let's do something. Let's get out here on a Saturday and do some car washes.
Right
Let's go out and on a Saturday, sell some water, some car washes, sell some pies, some cakes. Let's not wait for a government to give us a grant for another child get killed. We're going to have to come out here and raise the funds to get a building over. There's so many stores out here. If they can't contribute, if they can't come out here and protest, they can get some type of donations and get a building up out here, or they can get boycotted. I'm trying to do this the way Martin Luther King Jr. did it. And the way he did it was peacefully. He did it by, okay, you know what? We're going to be out here. Screw your bus system. We're going to carpool it. We're going to walk. And we're going to get what we want. And he did it for 365 days. And I don't understand why can't we? I'll find someone. That's what I have to say.
I was just going to say.
Shit, you got a question for me?
Yeah, I was going to say, okay, who pays for the cops? Or who's in charge of the government? Basically these companies, right?
We are.
Yeah.
Well, we should be. We pay for it, but also, these companies are the ones that are, enforcing this government. Why are we boycotting products?
Okay.
We should be... The source of our problem is these companies that are just, constantly attacking us with media and propaganda.
Yeah.
And it's self-loathing, it's destructive, it's racist, it's sexist.
Yes.
It's the companies we need to... The cops are the problem, absolutely.
Yes.
But the companies are paying for the cops.
You know what I say, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'll be attending some Pan-African classes and economic. We have to learn how to probably grow our own food, sew our own clothes. Keep our money in our pockets.
Mm-hmm.
We're so quick to buy all the latest trends, and we spend our money in all the wrong places.
You gotta save.
And we're accustomed to doing this now. I believe that we need to pull our money away from everything, and this is how we demand respect. I even came with an idea last year, and it's a really wild, crazy idea, but I think it will work because I think people start listening when you get into their pockets. When people can't make money, they tend to give in. Like when Occupy Wall Street came out in Manhattan, there was a guy who said, I give all of you guys jobs right now if you go away. He came out there like, oh my God, freak, you're messing me up. When you start to get into people's pockets, they start to seem to listen. I don't understand why we can't shut down the MTA. That's the biggest money. It's like $1 billion. What is the fare? I think it should be a strike once the fare with the $5. And if you don't have a Metro card, you got to spend $1 to get a Metro card. That's $6 right there.
Transportation is a right. Shelters are right. Transportation.
Shelters are not a right, brother. Let me tell you about shelters. Okay, if you want to know about shelters, they're only giving you about 8 to 9 months to live in the shelter. There's no city programs out here anymore. Section 8 has been closed since 2009. They had a program called Work Advantage. People moved out the shelter into their own apartments, got a knock on the door saying, if you can't pay your own rent, you got to go out. Okay, the shelter system is a big lie. For a person, I'm in the shelter, so I know. I checked my budget letter. The city pays $3,000 a month for me and my kids to stay in the shelter. Why the city can't give us $1,000 towards our own rent and we match the rest? So it's all about making money off of poor people. Okay, now you look at me. I don't have no job. I'm struggling every day. But I'm so encouraged to do the right thing and not be like how I used to be. What if one day I get mad and say, fuck it, I can't pay my rent, I'm tired of shelter, but I can't do shit for my kids, and I'm going to pick up a gun and rob something. Is it my fault or the society's? Which one is it?
You have the right to work.
I want to work, well, guess what? I have four misdemeanors, and I'm on probation, and I have like Kamani. He has I had a criminal background. I have a criminal background. That background is going to follow me for the rest of my life. And it shouldn't. It shouldn't follow me. When does or if people don't come out of jail, we should have a chance. Our background should be filled so we can work. If you can't work, what are you going to do? You're going to come out here and sell drugs. I'm not going to starve. I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. So it's all about propaganda. If I can't feed my family, what the hell I'm going to do? Welfare only gives you $200 of food stamps a month. Is that enough to feed you and 5 kids? So what is our youth going to do? We have no other choice but to get some drugs. Yep, you get some drugs, you don't plan on violence, but guess what? Somebody want to stop you from hustling, so you got to get a gun. Now people want to rob you, now you got to shoot something. You went back to Rikers Island. So, if we're going to come out here to a revolution, we have to be able to be in a predicament to feed, shelter, and clothe our own. If we can't feed and shelter and employ people, then it's not worth coming out here.
Human rights. It's asking for human rights.
Yeah.
Shelter, food, transportation, and education.
I'm able to pay my
Human
rent,
rights.
everything. In New York City, you know what a famous leader named Gaddafi said? There should be no homeless people if there's abandoned buildings. There should be no homeless people when they have nothing but space.
Yeah.
Another sister said to me, we need to just run up in the building and take it. Because that's how most people do it.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't come with a plan. We're like, I ask everybody, what's the plan after this? What's the objective? Why are we out here? We have to have an objective, and we have to know what we want. The first thing I want is an independent investigation for commodities. And I want it to be not biased. I want it to be for people who are going to lead the investigation who might not know what happened. They're in another state or they're not affiliated with the police department, and they have to make a decision based on the facts and the evidence. And the evidence is, due to 3 witnesses, that there was no gun.
There was no gun.
And I don't know if you're from the street, but I know the laws. If you're 16, you don't want to die. You're not going to point no gun at the police. If you get caught with a gun, you're not going to do the rest of your life in jail. You're going to cop you out to a plea. So why would you even point a gun if you had it?
There's an undercover cause. Considering what happened to Trayvon Martin.
Huh? Did you have to think about, did we all forget about Ramali Graham? Like Ramali Graham, if you access to the internet, Google his name. You know, he was walking into his house. You see him casually walking into his house. The police broke down his door without no warrant and murdered him in his own bathroom. We're not even safe in our home. 6-year-old brother and his grandma. So it's not like we're lying on the police. It's not like we're sitting up here making stories on them or picking with them. We're judging the facts. I don't understand why last year 85% people, African people and Latino people, stopped and frisked.
It's worse.
And they wasn't even locked up. I think they said that the majority of people that were stopped and frisked wasn't even locked up. You know, I live in Bed-Stuy, and Bed-Stuy is very crazy. I sit up here, look out my window, I walk around, I take police, pulling down brothers' pants and going into their rear. Somebody told me the other night that's rape. And they're doing all that, not even find nothing. So we have to be about this movement. We're going to do this movement. It's time to move. It's time to do it. So please, somebody else say something.
Right.